Hey dreamers, this is Jade. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. I'm here for some more journaling, and I am going to start by putting down a wash of watercolors. So as you guys know, I am in my watercolor, or let me say, not say watercolor, but my color bag right now. Everything I do is, well, not everything, but most of the stuff that I do in this journal will have some kind of color in it, whether it be a sticker that's colorful or some watercolors or crayons or whatever. I'm trying to be in my colorful bag because that's just how I'm feeling. So these watercolors I'm using are the Prima Pastels. Now, I do believe that they are under the umbrella of art philosophy now, if you're looking for them. Um, and so they should be art philosophy pastels. However, if I can find a link to anything that I'm using in the making of this video, it will be linked below in the description box, so you can check there. I've had these for quite a while, so yeah, I'm not sure, how easily accessible they are anymore or whatever. But as I said, if I can find a link, it'll be in the description box below. So I'm putting down February faves, and this is where I make the mistake, but I don't realize it until I'm like actually getting into what I'm doing. And I think around here is when I realized that I'm doing the wrong month. Okay, I'm in the month of February. I'm trying to finish up February, so this should be my February phase. However, what I'm putting down as far as the media are all the things I watched, read, and listened to in the month of March. And so, what I'm going to do to correct that is this is apparently is my March faves. However, so what I'm going to do is do my March faves here because I had all this down already, and like I said, I didn't realize it until I was halfway through, and I was like, I'm not taking all this up. I'm not doing it again. So I was like, this will be my March faves, and then when I finally get through all of my March entries and it's time for me to do my March faves, that'll just be my February faves. I'll just print out the stuff for February and do that in March. I know it's a mess. I know it's confusing. However, I done confused myself, so I'm sorry. So it is what it is. So this is basically my March faves, actually. So God, can I talk? This is actually my March fave. So I'm gonna peel that up once I realize it. I'm gonna peel that February up and put March there instead. So this is the stuff that I watched in March, my favorites that I watched in March. I'll go through the whole watch list. But there were some bangers in March. First of all, the fourth season of The Lincoln Lawyer came out. Chef's kiss. I have yet to uh, watch a season of The Lincoln Lawyer that I didn't like. And the way it ended, it looks like it's going to be at least one more season. So looking forward to that. And then of course, on March 10th, they finally dropped the second season live action of One Piece. You guys know I was on it. I was on it. It was so good, and they introduced a new um, Straw Hat, and it was perfect. I was laughing, I was crying. It was just everything. I have since watched it a few more times, and I'll probably be watching it again. Anyway, moving on, K-drama. I watched My Dearest Nemesis. That was so cute, and I loved it because it had the girl from True Beauty and the guy from Twinkling Watermelon and Weak Hero, and those two together, I just really love them. So it was really, really good. And then Boyfriend on Demand, that's the other K drama that I ended up watching in March, which was pretty good as well. And then Heartbreak High. I love this show. I do believe this was the last and final season. I think it's 3 seasons in total. It reminds me of that show that used to come on Cinemax. God, what was the name of it? I had it before and I can't remember, but it was so good and I loved it. And they canceled it after one season, and it kind of ticked me off. But it really reminds me of that. It is an Australian show though, so really, really good. Loved all of that. And then my entire watch list was Wonderful World. That was another K drama. And that one starred Cha Eun Woo. I really love him. He's one of my favorites. And this was kind of a different role for him, though, because he kind of played the villain. I've never seen him play the villain before. And he did so good. Like, I believe him. Like, there are people in this world whose acting chops I just believe. And it was great. It was great. So, Wonderful World. And I of course, constantly watching One Piece anime. So, I got through Skypiea. that arc, and then I watched Young Sherlock, and that was a Guy Ritchie production, and I will watch anything Guy Ritchie. I just love his storytelling. The Lincoln Lawyer, The TikTok Killer, One Piece season 2, Inside the Manosphere. That was very surface level. It could have gone deeper. Lovely Runner was another K drama I watched. One Piece ended up getting through the Water 7 arc. Boyfriend on Demand, Seven Dials, Peaky Blinders, The Immortal Man. That's a movie for the Peaky Blinders show. And then One Piece season 2 again, and My Dearest Nemesis. So that's basically everything that I watched in the month of March. And then my reading list, two that stood out for me was The Seduction by Nicole Jordan. I have since bought the rest of that series, and the magnificent God, can I talk? Magnificent Rogue by Iris Johansson. Some of the things in that teach problematic, but overall, I really enjoyed the story. So everything that I ended up reading in the month of March, The Secret World of Maggie Gray, I personally I did not like that. Every single man in that book had something nasty and derogatory to say about women. And it was, I mean, everybody was all kinds of bitches and hoes and this, that, and it was disgusting. So, did not get down with Maggie Gray, would not be continuing that series. Lassiter finally know what happened with that angel, how he arrived and everything like that. Somewhere I'll Find You, City of Mirth and Malice, that was a continuation of House of Bane and Blood. Really good. Magnificent Road, Once and for All, and The Monkey King Journey to the West. And that was good. And I can see how Monkey D. Luffy is like kind of based on that character, or he has characteristics of the Monkey King. So, anyway, that was my reading list. And as for music, the one that I was listening to on repeat is called I Love Me Loud by China Styles. It was a song I heard on TikTok. Really loved it because it was very hyping yourself up kind of a song, and so really enjoyed that. Was listening to that on repeat, and yeah. So again, China Styles. So now you know what happened. Everything was all mixed up. So you'll get my February faves once I'm done with my March entries, and that pretty much wraps this up. I'm getting some lyrics from that music down there, and then I will do like just a couple more decorations around it, and then I'll be finished. Here I'm going over that because at the top I did those bubble letters or bubbles and wrote Watchlist, but you couldn't really see it because I wrote it in black, so I went over it in white, and you can see it a little better, but I wish I had just done it in white to begin with. I don't know why I did that in black. So yeah, so that's why it looks a little weird and funky, but it is what it is. And for the most part, I really enjoy the way that this turned out. Again, the color is popping for me. Just really, really enjoying color so far. Glad it's warming up, even though the weather here has been so whiplashy. It's like pick a lane, hot or cold. Anyway, that wraps this up. If you have any comments or questions about anything, please leave those below. I trust you all have been safe and well, and I will catch you all in the next video. Bye!